Askreddit. Gamers of Reddit, what game has hooked you the longest, and why? Zelda Breath of the Wild, because it's open world and you can do as much as you want with it. I hate the ending, though. Probably Dwarf Fortress for sheer time since adoption. Even if I go years without playing, I'll see an update posted somewhere and see how I can now be a necromancer and corrupt the region. Or now there's an entire new bit of world gen or god when it finally got Z levels. No matter when you come back, there's just so much potential. People have literally made computers using water pressure and cats. Hell, people made a thermonuclear explosion just using cats. It's just something special. Warframe. Gets all the Prime sets. Me, I'm finally done. Riven mods and Arcane appears in the distance. No, don't drag me back there. Longest? Pokemon Red and Blue. I have played every installment in the main Pokemon series and most of the spin-offs. Got somewhat into online competitive battling and fan-made games, but I keep coming back to the OG games. I must have thousands of hours in them. I don't know what it is, but my favorite Pokemon game is either Platinum or Diamond and Pearl. Siege mainly. It is such an incredibly unique game and nothing really like it has come before or after. I find the gameplay loop incredibly addicting and it's just a lot of fun. Granted, you have to put up with Ubisoft's BS occasionally, but for the most part, I really haven't stopped playing Siege since I bought it in September of 2016. Destiny roped me in like nothing else. Not normally a first-person shooter kind of guy, but I loved the feel of the game and the lore and the community and the raids. Even became a certified raid Sherpa. I love Destiny so much I played D2 for a year and a half. D2 turned me off though. Went back and started Destiny 1 fresh, and the magic is still there. D2 is just off. Bloodborne. The fluidity of combat and the diversity among all the weapons is just too awesome to walk away from 5 years after its release. Counter-Strike Go, because it's Counter-Strike Go. Man, you know how many times I've quit Counter-Strike in my life? EVE Online. No buzz like decent EVE PvP. Whether solo, small gang, or those infamous fleet battles with thousands of participants. Yeah, that stuff doesn't happen every time all the time. You have to work for it, prepare for it, and have decent people around you. 6-hour form up, anyone? But being in any fight and knowing the loss of your ships are real and will require work to replace creates a different kind of buzz. I love the diplomacy. Recruiting members and little espionage in the side? My playstyle was pretty tame compared to some. 15 years of that, and I've yet to find another game that makes me feel those feels. It's a massive commitment and time consumer. I've retired for some years now. It's an all-in or all-out kind of affair. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still in my first playthrough. Only got the game about a year ago. I'm trying to get 100% completion without using any of the guides, and there's just so much. Just started the game for the first time, and I am blown away. Haven't gotten sucked into an open world game this hard since Skyrim. Kinda an older gamer at this point, and I'm having a fantastic time just riding through the world and looking at the views. I live in a pretty boring part of the country, and find this game to be a really relaxing way to sit back and chill when I get home from work. Mix in well-written missions between rides, and I've found a new love for games again. I've been playing it for 2 years, and I'm still not at 100% completion, even with guides. Once you finish the game, you can open world it as much as you want, but it's really hard to stay motivated without any story left. Gary's Mod, because of all the different role-playing you can do in it in so many different universes. I have like 2,400 hours on it, and man, I have made so many true friends. I have been in contact with some of them for more than 3 years now, and we still are keeping in touch. This game introduced me to a lot of different things, and now I'm starting to get interest in board games, and man, it's awesome. Dota 2. The game is constantly being updated and patched, so it never gets old. There's always something new to learn, and no two games will ever be remotely the same. Teamwork is essential, and there is a real sense of responsibility. Hard work pays off over time, and skill is very obvious. Someone just starting off will not be able to compete against more seasoned and skilled players. It's not a game where you might just get lucky. There are far too many variables over a long period of time. Tekken. Been playing every version of the game since 1994. At that time, 3D fighters were a brand new thing, and I was just coming into my gaming habit. Never got deeply into the hardcore mechanics, nowhere near good enough to compete. I just loved the movement and the graphics and the catharsis of getting really comfortable with one or two characters' movesets, to the point that I felt reasonably certain I could beat most casual players and look cool doing it. Overwatch. I don't know why. Same here. I just can't stop playing it. The rush when you get a win and it was a really tough match is incredible. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I lived on that game throughout my entire childhood. No Man's Sky. One could argue that the game is repetitive, but the in-game galaxies are virtually infinite. Hello Games never ceases to amaze me with constant updates and improvements. I mean, come on, living ships now? Dark Souls franchise, and most recently, Sekiro. I hate every aspect of the game. It's wonderful. Escape from Tarkov. Been playing since 2017 alpha. Every other game after I touch this game feels boring and pointless. The Last of Us, because it has a very damn good narrative. How the characters evolve throughout history, which leads them to make decisions that complete the game very well. At first, I found the scarcity of resources very frustrating, but after playing for a while, I came to appreciate the realism in only having a few of each resource. It really holds you accountable for when and how you use each weapon. I think it augments the level of desperation of the whole game, which is just brilliant and completely immersive. Somehow, I keep coming back to Melee. I just don't know why. The new Smash games are prettier and more bug-free and have more characters, but there's a certain joy to the controls in Melee that can't be matched. Sonic the Hedgehog games. I have been playing them almost all my life. I'm so glad that he was popular enough to even get a movie. Rainbow Six Siege. The fact that it's PvP, has destructible environments, and has over 50 unique operators means that every single round you ever play is an entirely new experience. I'm constantly learning, maybe not improving. Rainbow Six Siege, playing with friends into the late hours of the nights, makes for some of the best experiences. Watching them go pro and attending events to support them also strengthened my love for it all. StarCraft. I keep uninstalling and reinstalling plenty of games, but StarCraft 2 always stays on my desktop and spend some hours on it every week. PlanetSide 2. Calling our PlanetSide. It's chaos. Pure unbridled chaos. A lot of new people end up not liking it because it's so anarchic. No story, no missions, no restrictions. Fight over an entire continent, every single scrap of Earth, and the fight never stops. It ebbs and flows, pushes and pulls, waxes and wanes. Some of the most intense experiences in the game are almost impossible to describe. Sitting on the floor of a salt pan desert and somehow being snuck up on by an entire column of tanks and cramming yourself into a rock outcropping, praying they don't see you. Charging in a human wave through a sparse forest in the dead of night, the air above set ablaze from machine gun and rifle fire while a plane streaks over and explodes. Flying in a formation, seeing the shadows of a massive V gliding across the snow and hearing the bullets rip the air as they pass before, unloading death from on high. One of the foot soldier classes gets a jetpack that can be configured to jump in a long 30-yard bunny hop. It takes skill and practice to move fluidly, but if you can, you're a blur. Pair that with the class's rocket launcher, and you've got me. I fight tanks. No matter who you fight for, doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how good you think you are, death comes for everyone, and it won't come with warning. But hey, that's PlanetSide. Respawn and try again. Respawn and die again. And again and again and again. 10,000 lives and 10,000 deaths. Thousands of others with you. A cog in the machine, a snowflake in the avalanche. I wish I could describe it better. Definitely Halo Reach, which I played non-stop for 2 years despite getting it a while after it came out. Still count Hemmerhage as my favorite map in any game ever. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Picked it up a little while after lunch and haven't been able to put it down since. Skyrim. Started playing it on 360 on 11/11/11, and now mods are supported on fucking console? Unheard of back in the day. The mod community is simply one of the best. Hell, it's because of the mods that the game has been fixed. Unofficial patch for the win. Looking forward to 10 more years of Elder Scrolls when 6 comes out. League of Legends. I've been hooked 10 years, and I'm one of the reasons my college was the first in the Midwest to give scholarships for it. I can't stop playing the game. Wait, this game is already 10 years old? Dead Cells. It's like an abusive relationship. It keeps beating my ass and I keep crawling back to it. It's honestly terrifying. Super Metroid. I didn't really like the game on first playthrough. I thought the way to get some items was incredibly tedious and dumb, but oh boy. After my first few playthroughs, I fell in love with this game. If you know what you are doing, it is very fun to get your best time possible. Currently, my best in-game time is 1:45. I just fucking love this game. Final Fantasy XIV because of the story and there's so much to do. Undertale. Reason, must get all endings. Half-Life series is really my passion, but the game I've probably clocked most hours on because it's my lazy couch game would be Skate 3. Witcher 3. It's just so amazing. It feels like you are genuinely in the world and don't want to leave. Best visuals I've ever seen, multiple ways to play through the game, and endless customization. Just stunning. Mass Effect Trilogy. Due to the fact I love the combination of shooter, RPG, and this cinematic kind of take, it really keeps you wondering how in the hell you, as a mere human, can stop an alien fleet harvesting all intelligent life in the universe. Plus the stories, mission, and characters were unique and epic. I still play them to this day. Mass Effect series, hands down. I've played those games through more times than I can count. They have gotten me through some hard times, and I always find myself going back to them, no matter what else comes out. Skyrim, I keep coming back. Neopets. Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 1. I loved Guild Wars 2. Nothing can compare to that first time you level a character to 80. The world is beautiful and fun to explore, and you're encouraged to explore it. Battle mechanics are fun, loot mechanics work better than MMORPGs I've played before it. Too bad it doesn't get as much attention as some of the other MMORPGs. The Last of Us multiplayer. It was amazing, and I would play it religiously every day from 2013 to 2015 with a best friend. Me and my best friend would play casually after those years, but he sadly passed away recently. I've played once since his passing and started tearing up. Haven't picked it up since. Technically, Solitaire. Hollow Knight. You just can't stop exploring even after 200 hours and all but one achievement. Subscribe and like. See you next time, friends.